In the previous video, I made this error, well, kind of an error that had 5 to the power 2 plus 5 to the power 0 equals 5 to the power 3, which is technically wrong, since this will be this will be this with this to that, but if you multiply it, this is less than this, so this is more meant of 1 plus 5 to the power 1 plus 5 to the power 1 plus 5 to the power 0 equals 5 to the power of 3. But anyways, moving on. This is what I've been sort of working on and try to convey things that I've been seeing or heard anyone try to convey it, though they might have, but not that I know of. Neither can Wheeler, because he hasn't even finished his book on retroduction or whatever, and he doesn't really quite define what it is yet. But from what I've sort of gleaned on from reading some articles online by some other people, the way I see the term retroductive or retroduction is more like going backwards from abduction, which abductive or abduction is using deductive and inductive modes, but not using both of these, but it's not one or the other, but it's both of them basically, but it's hierarchically above deductive mode, and there's no deduction without induction of what you're trying to deal with in whatever you study or something. Well, anyways, this circumductive delusion, it's about going from inductive to deductive to abductive to retroductive to inductive, retroductive, abductive, deductive, inductive to deductive, inductive, retroductive, abductive, deductive, inductive to abductive, deductive, inductive, retroductive, abductive, deductive, inductive, and of course retroductive, abductive, deductive, inductive, retroductive, abductive, deductive, inductive paradigms, which it could go into itself all over and over and over and over, but you'll never get to the bottom of any answer to the question. So this is whatever you posit and what is negated from what is posited is what is deducted from induction, which the abductive mode is both of these, and the retroductive mode is neither of both of negation or posited paradigm, but it's more, this is top down actually. Despite this starting at the bottom, there's this is what is more closer to the all, which in other words it's more closer to nature or agnosis. But okay, so I just moved on to this page for now. I could just leave it like this. So all nature, agnosis, soul, world, soul, or psyche, mind as being or idea, the Platonic form, and the one as absolute or unity. And so what I've more or less realized by myself is that the unity is more closer to retroductive mode, and being an idea or the mind is abductive. The world soul or psyche is more of a deductive mode, and nature or gnosis is more in the inductive mode. So this diagonal here is hypostatic paradigm, and everything else is besides this. And people think that everything is centered around psyche, but it's not even the center of anything besides. If it denies the unity to be distinct from being or idea, then there's only this if you're a fool, which only this is the true middle for the psyche, but at the same time it ignores the unity and the retroductive aspects of the hypostasis relational to the mode of realization. And so back to this, this goes upwards to soul, upwards to the soul, mind, and upwards to one. So these, so from here to here, here to here, here to here, the ascent is closer to here. So from the mind to the one is the retroductive idea. The abductive psyche is from the soul to the mind, and the deductive nature is from the all to the soul, which this and this, the retroductive psyche and the abductive nature will be. So let's start from this. So the abductive nature from all to the mind, since the what should I say, the abductive mode is closer to the being or idea or the mind, and from soul to the one is the retroductive psyche. From the soul to the one, which the retroductive aspect of the psyche goes upwards to the retroductive unity itself, and the retroductive nature from the all to the one is this part in this side. So this from here to there. And so what I'm getting to is this part here. I shouldn't write on this, but so D6 deals with the ascension from the all to the one in general, and these 6 I haven't gotten into it, but it's basically the other direction or the descent, so to speak, since it's not really a descent because nothing's descending, but rather its relation to what is going on takes upon itself that paradigm. So anyways, basically I should like make it like that, but I wrote it in the box, but it's basically should be laid out like this. And anyways, there's more to this thing because I have used the plus minus sign as a both. So 5 to the power of plus minus 0, 5 to the power plus minus 1, 5 to the power plus minus 2, 5 to the power plus or minus 3, and so on. But if I did like the positive 3 and the negative 3 exponential stuff by itself, I'll have double of this really. So instead of 16, there'll be 32. But anyways, I just wanted to get into this symbolism. This is the circle with the axis upon the edge of the circle, which is uncentered, which is why it's a circumductive delusion, because it goes around and around, as said before. And this is the general alchemical symbol of the sun, but it's also the symbol of the monad, or the point that is centered around the circle, which this is also, of course, have multiple symbolism with this, with the lotus, with the sun, with the geometric aspects of the Euclidean geometry, with there's also the wheel symbolism and the eye symbolism. So imagine the black of the eye is the true hidden one, but the surrounding is not the eye of the eye. But anyways, let's get back to this. This dotted line here is like the closed door of the sun door. It is what is said of the irrefutable truth as an ineffable, because it is unspeakable or impossible or whatever, or esoteric or whatever else you want to call it, hidden. But it's none of those things really, because these are all attributes of the divine ineffable truth of reality that is beyond the dialectic, which is why I'm drawing it out like this. But that made me wonder, like, the term ineffable is kind of like the term aletheia, which it's like lethe. So it's like without the lethe, which causes forgetfulness and all that, in which is called truth, so to speak, in Greek. But it's truth and eudaimonia and all that, they're kind of pointing towards the attribute of what happens if you realize the truth, which when you realize that why it is ineffable, you won't refute it. You won't try to refute what is irrefutable, my bad, because it's true, right? If it's irrefutable, you cannot, there's nothing else to say but to be silent in the truth that is divine, which you partake upon the attribute of ineffability in praise of the truth that you have found or understood and self-centered upon and above the paradigm of circumduction delusion, which makes this kind of disappear. Since if you know this, everything below there, the way to that paradigm, what use of it? What use of all of this? What use of this part too if you have arrived to what is the ineffable truth, which I'll be getting to another video or maybe not, but another time for why this is a very important word, or the idea behind that word is more than just the idea, which it's kind of like this. This is kind of like this, and it's kind of like this too. It's kind of like the abductive unity. If you put it like this, these two are the closest to the undifferentiated unity. So yeah, this could be re-represented as undifferentiated unity of unity, or remaining reversion, or acceleration, and procession. This could be like force, and this could be like acceleration and motion, and then inertia. I have motion over here because this acceleration and force is type of motion, right? Though at the same time, can really tries to prioritize acceleration towards inertia more than motion towards inertia. But anyways, the one is actually neither at rest or in motion, so there's only so far that you could go on with these kinds of vain divisions of nature, which this is more of a better summary of that, because it's more simple, how people or anyone tries to think about anything or any subject in general. And I should get into these arrows, which these curled up arrows, it's just basically how I convey that it's all to itself, or soul to itself, mind to itself, and the one to itself, which this motion sort of that it engages, that remains within itself, is also what it differentiates away from what is not itself, which is why there's the dotted dashed lines over here, three of them, between the one and the mind, and the mind and the soul, and the soul to the all. Okay, well, I guess this is it for today. I'll get into a video sometime later in the week, hopefully. And I should say that I might change my YouTube name later, and also change my profile pic, so don't freak out if you see a different image or a different name on your subscriptions, because that's me. But I'm not gonna say it out loud yet, because I have to get stuff ready behind the scenes before I make it official-ish. Alright, that's enough for now. Bye-bye.